Today on Cooking with Gerry, we're going to make a meal that I learned from a cousin about 5 years ago. 2 ingredients, bananas and eggs, which I have right here. But I want to add 2 more ingredients. We're going to add spinach and nuts. The nuts, I have 1 walnut, 10 pistachios, and 5 cashews that I washed and I broke up into smaller pieces. And I have this frying pan. It's got about half a tablespoon of salted butter and about a tablespoon of virgin olive oil. It's been on low heat for about 1 minute. Now normally I like my spinach to be crunchy, but I want this time that they are closer to the consistency of the egg and the banana. So they're going to cook for maybe 2 minutes longer than I normally would, so they're a bit softer. And they're going to go in first. Here's the spinach, washed and chopped up into small pieces. And that's going to go in first. Give it a chance to heat up before we add the eggs and the banana. Before I forget, please stay tuned. After the cooking segment, there is another variety show. I built a little structure with a roof to protect my vegetable plants and avocado plants and turmeric plants from the heat of the midday sun and the heavy rain, because many times here there's heavy rain drops that could damage the plants. So please stay tuned for that. And also I have another top 10 to share with you. I watched on a YouTube video. Please watch the video. It's really informative and the presenter will be able to give you a lot more information than I will. The title of the video is Gut Health. Ben Warren's, W-A-R-R-E-N, Top 10 Tips for a Healthy Gut. Number 1, relax through breathing before and while eating. It's important that your body is relaxed so that your stomach can be relaxed so that it can digest the food properly. And I am going to add my own personal opinion. It's also important to stay relaxed after you eat so that the body has an easier time to digest. So here I have 2 small bananas just with a fork. I am going to mash them a little bit and then I'll beat the eggs together with the bananas. Number 2, chew your food to liquid. We've spoken about that a few times. The stomach wants your food to be 50% digested before it goes into the stomach. So the only way to do that is by chewing your food adequately. And I found interesting something I didn't know, that the average chews per mouthful is 4 chews. 4, which is not enough to turn your food to liquid. Even if you're eating something like mashed potatoes that doesn't really need to be chewed, it does still need to mix with the saliva and whatever else is in your mouth to help with digestion. One thing I learned while reading Ayurvedic medicine is that they recommend you blend your food regularly so that it's a puree before you eat it, but still I think it's important to chew a little bit to mix the saliva. So I'm going to add now the eggs into the spinach, into the frying pan with the spinach, and my spatula can clean the plate off so that there's minimal waste. And I think the eggs will cook for about 2 minutes. Cheese would be nice also if you like cheese. I don't have cheese, I don't have a fridge, and I am not sure at this point if cheese is actually healthy. I've heard that goat cheese is better, easier for the body to accept and absorb. Put that in the sink, cleaning the bowl later with vinegar to get rid of the smell. Number 3, start your day with warm lemon juice and engage with your food. Be there with your food. Try not to be distracted. It'll help your nervous system connect with the process of eating. And your nervous system is really important to be connected with it as much as possible. Number 4, avoid gluten and possibly inflammatory foods. Everybody's different. Most people do have a problem with gluten, just there's a different spectrum. Some people have a big problem and have to avoid anything with gluten, and some people have minimal problem, but there is still an issue with the body to accept gluten. Number 5, incorporate broths. Either a meat broth, very easy to make, you just put raw meat into boiling water. I will have sometimes a chicken broth. I eat chicken maybe twice a month, and I will usually boil it on a low heat, a slow cook, and I'll use the broth for other food that I make. Breads or pancakes, sometimes a savory pancake, sometimes to cook a grain or a seed. Number 6, know your transit time, which just means when the food enters, how long it takes to pass through the digestive system and to leave your body. Know your transit time, and different foods will provide different transit times. Number 7, eat fermented foods, pre and probiotics. I want to try, I've been curious to try fermented foods, but I haven't actually done it yet. So in the past day, since I watched the video, I've been checking how to make sauerkraut, which is fermented cabbage, which I think I'll try tomorrow. And also kimchi. I watched a couple of YouTube videos. It seems to be more complicated. Sauerkraut, I think, will be the easiest one. So, and it's easy for me to find cabbage here, and it's very inexpensive. Here the nuts are going in, not to cook, just to heat through, because the eggs are mostly cooked. Spinach is cooked. So maybe tomorrow I'll make a video on how to make sauerkraut. Number 8, make sure you go to the toilet daily. Many people have a set time of day, not specific, but around about when you go to the toilet. It's very important to remove that waste from your body. Otherwise, the waste stays in your body and it's toxic. Fiber, plant diet, really helpful for moving food through. Number 9, exercise. Very important to keep the body strong. Also important to connect the mind with the body while you're exercising. And number 10, drink water. The body needs water. Everything in the body needs water. Just don't drink too much, especially before, during, and after a meal, when your stomach needs less liquid inside it to be able to digest the food properly. So I'm going to show you really quick what it looks like as I come over to lift up the camera and show you. Very simple, but very tasty. And what I'm going to add to my breakfast is these pancakes that I made earlier. I made bread in the 4-in-1 waffle iron using the deep dish plates, and I had too much batter that wouldn't fit inside the deep dish plates without it spilling over. So, and I didn't want to make another waffle, so with that little bit of batter that I had left over, I just put it in my small frying pan and I made a small pancake. It's right here. Let me show you. I have this cover to protect from the bugs. And here, I'll come closer. This is the bread I made and this is the pancake. So I'm just going to put the pancake in the frying pan just to heat it up for my meal. I moved everything over to 1/2. So these quarters of the pancake can warm up a little bit. And this will go back here. I will put the recipe for these pancakes in the description box below the video. Didn't want to go through the whole process of making them because we've done it before. Very similar process, just probably some different ingredients. So that's my breakfast. Try something like it, similar. If you want to add pre-cooked, already cooked, leftover beef, ground beef probably be really nice. Also bacon, but even chicken and fish. If you want to go that way, it'll be very tasty. And experiment. I almost added an apple as well, chopped up into small pieces, but I think that's enough for a meal for myself. And I'm going to just flip once. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt, probably my usual 2 pinches of pink salt to the eggs, and extra virgin olive oil to add some not protein, but add some fats. Slow down any conversion to sugar that will be present in the banana and a little bit in the pancake. And that's my breakfast. Thanks for watching, and now let's go to the variety show. For today's variety show, I am going to try and build a roof to protect my plants from the rain, because many times the raindrops are really big and falling from the sky, it could damage. Here are the pieces that I've collected. They were in the burn pile, but I got them before they got burned. I'm not sure what else I'll need. I'll be using a drill to make holes, and I'll be using wire to hold things together. That's the best way I've found, because the bamboo, it's a great building material, but it's round and it's slippery. So using the wire with the holes is the best way to hold the pieces together. this middle piece right here, I am going to try and split down the middle because it's a good piece. It's solid. The bamboo is thick, so it'll be good for the support beams, and it's about half the length of this other one. So if I cut this one in half, I'll have the 4 posts, and then these 2 longer pieces I think will be the cross beam, and these smaller pieces I will make some kind of mesh netting, and I think I'm going to use fallen palm leaves as the roof. I don't need to stop the water, the rainwater, from falling on the plants. I just need to make the distance shorter. So falling from the roof, there'll be less impact, less distance to travel. So I'll show you halfway through, and hopefully the rain stays off for today. There's been thunder the past half an hour, so I'm not sure how far I'll get today, but I'll show you when we're halfway. And here it is. Got the toughest part down the frame. You can see lots of bamboo being used. Now what I need to do is put some kind of roof. I can use fallen dead palm leaves, and I'll build a support with some of the smaller bamboo branches. It's still a little bit wobbly, but good enough for now. And you can see, I'll show you here, I put a hole with a small diameter drill, and here and through the big piece also, and you just tighten it and it holds a lot better than trying to put it around the bamboo because it's slippery and it's round. And to split that big piece down the middle wasn't too difficult. I just, with a machete, I put it down the middle, and then with a hammer, just hammering the machete all the way down. Took a few minutes, but it came clean. And that's it for me for today. I'll go around the property looking for fallen dead palm leaves, and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, great news. We got it done. It took a lot longer than I had anticipated, but I learned a lot, and there could be some changes that have to happen as I get to watch how it's going to react when we get the heavy winds and the heavy rain. So I put some extra cross beams. I found 3 more of these bamboo pieces in the burn pile. I split them same way using a machete down the middle and banging the machete down with a hammer. And then these last 3 pieces I also split into quarters because it's a very thick bamboo and they're really strong. Technique I learned watching one of those YouTube videos of a man in the rainforest who builds a house and a water duct using bamboo. So my plants, they are shielded from the midday sun, but they get full morning sun and full afternoon sun and protection from the rain. So there we go. Happy about the final product, and like I say, there might be some additional changes that need to be made, but for now we're good. If the plants grow a lot, I can just lower them off their little pedestals, and that'll give an extra 15-20 centimeters. And the roof here, I made it so that it can come off. So if I ever want to remove this roof, I can. I think it'll be useful just to make sure no insects are making homes underneath this protection. And if there's any changes, I'll give you updates. But until then, Variety Show out.